Okay, so I finally got in the these mock Lego mocks. They're not genuine Legos, and whether they actually have they're actually from like um, mocks that you might find on Rebrickable. Instructions for that. A lot of stuff is on AliExpress. Whether they officially have a license or whatever agreement to produce these, that I couldn't tell you, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is. I just wanted to do it because you get the instructions as well as a bunch of the parts. I don't have to search for it like from probably different sources. Just get it all in one and at a reasonable price. And so that's what I did. I'll try to leave the actual person who designed this mock in the at least give him credit for that in the description of the video. Um, but here it is. This is for for Plo Koon Starfighter. Take this out and mock something here. I don't know, but yeah. Hopefully, and I actually got another one for a Fondor Hullcraft, which is in here. It's I'm gonna do a separate video for, but I did have to. I checked it, and these things took forever. I think it was at least 2 months this time. It was ridiculous. And the only thing I haven't checked the parts, but I assume they're there, but we'll see. These things often might not have the correct one or correct number of them, but we shall see. And who knows, I might have to go to Bricklink to get some, which I did, because one thing I did search for was to see what kind of canopy was there in this. And real quickly, the picture showed is in some of the mock videos that it has this one. This is basically from Ahsoka's shuttlecraft, the T6, and they use that. But then some pictures I've ever seen that from other sellers show it as clear, and then have all this print work on it, which I do want it. And so this one did not have that, so that kind of sucked. But you know, these are plenty available apparently, so it wasn't that expensive. And these don't come with a figure, and so I definitely needed a um, uh, what's his name? Luthen rail, and so I got one. I think they've only made one of them, and it's from the first one of the first Andor sets. It's either the U-wing, right? They had a U-wing. Oh no, that's a U-wing. That's from Rogue One. There's that one where they with the Andor and the guy that chased him, Cyril. You know, and also I think came with this that one. They had a speeder bike. I forgot the name of it. Attack on is it Ferrix or something like that. So yeah, so there's plenty of these. So I picked up the Luthen just for with the Hullcraft. So hopefully we'll see if it's all together. But I'm not going to do that first because uncertainty of parts. I don't want to stop and have to order parts and then finish it. I want to kind of jump into it sooner. It's something that I can work on sooner. So I have this one, which is actually very similar. Let me show you real quickly to the Anakin one that I did. I think it's from the same person who made this and a series of other ones. This is in dark blue though, but it has all these extra pieces like what kind of these canards, the turbo or these engines underneath, the pipe work or the things that run into the back of the engines, and these blasters, these extra wingtips, and this one in the back. But the main part of the ship is pretty much the exact same build as this. I've got to see what happens underneath. These you have to remove because of the way that this engine runs through. This one you don't necessarily, you might be able to fold that up, but the back, because of the way it's in there. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see it's gonna, the landing gear will hit that, so you have to pull it out to be able to put it into flight mode. Not a big deal, sort of, but these mocks can be a bit finicky, so it might be a little tricky to just take that out and put it on the flight mode. But I do have it. This, as I mentioned in the previous video, when I figure out what all these extra parts were as a stand. So maybe eventually I'll put this on there and get into removing the landing struts. But the only thing is, if I ever wanted to take it off of there, I don't really think I can lay it down well, just on the body, because I can see this maybe getting moved or falling off, and you don't want it to be resting on the wingtips and stuff either. So maybe I might still just keep it on for the hell of it, because at the angle that this will be in, it'll be kind of like this, and you won't really see it much anyways. So I don't know, something I need to think about. Anyways, this is basically the same build, but minus those parts for the Anakin custom Starfighter. But this is in the brighter blue. See, they make two versions of Plo Koon Starfighter. There's one that's dark blue, like this, and I actually built this, but I bought another one just for the astromech head, and Plo Koon just for this, because I want to keep an original microfighter version of this. I didn't want to just strip it or just toss it and just grab the figures. I'll keep this the way it is originally. It's still pretty cool, though. This is not what everyone wanted when they were hoping that they would, when they were going to do him in the Starfighter again. They was hoping that it would be like a full playset size, but it wasn't. Anyways, it is what it is. But I always wanted to have one, so that's why I did this. Bought the mock. And so it's going to be very similar to this. This is not the original, but basically it's the same as the Lego version. And I talked about this before, but it's going to be in this colorway, as you can see. So, if this is like anything like the other one, it had some pieces missing. So that's why I believe it shouldn't be too bad, because most of the pieces that were missing were like this style right down here. So if I need to, that's why I kept this thing around for a while. I was going to bring it back home to my kids and just let them just take it apart and use it for however they want. But before I do that, let me make sure if what I have here is complete. If it isn't, if I need to cannibalize some parts off of here, borrow it, or basically take it, then I can. And then whatever, I give them as pieces so they can play with. But yeah, so this will be for that build, and we'll see. Should look pretty good. I don't know, this is alright for what it was, but I feel that, to be honest, it felt a little bit on the narrow side, wingspan wise. Wish it could have been sharper, like that other one that I have. I also felt that the engines might have been just a wee bit close together. This should have been maybe more spread out. It's very compact and tight, down the axis of the ship, like it's narrow this way, it's a bit tight this way. These things don't really hold, these canards. They're adjustable, but I don't think they're supposed to be. And they look okay, but just overall I like the look of this. This just looks much more lower profile, sleek, and it has looks wide and more dagger and triangle shape, I guess, than this one is coming off. And also I find that this part of it, this seems to be a little bit high to my taste. Maybe it's supposed to be somewhat, but I don't know. It looked a little bit too much coming up here. But anyways, that's why I'm not going to keep it. And again, that's why I bought this. I prefer it, and I do like it in the darker blue. And again, I was saying, they make this in the dark blue, but they make it in the other version that's like, I would say it's from the Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith, where you only see him right at Order 66, where he's flying, and then the clone pilots in the ARC 170, they get Order 66 and then they shoot him down, right? And he's flying the dark blue one, but then it has the astromech that's on the side of the ship instead of centered in the front. The front center one, kind of like this design though, is more like from the Clone Wars, the animated series, the computer generated one at least. And I wanted to have that version because I love the show, and there's the one where he pilots this version is in one of my favorite trio of episodes regarding the malevolence, where they go and find it and they attack it, and that was a cool one. That was just in pretty early in season 1 too. And so that's the version I want. I didn't want the version at the Revenge of the Sith where you basically see him get killed and died. And so yeah, I want the one that celebrates his cool ship and the one of the at least battles that he has with it. And there's that. And yeah, I don't. I was kept looking at the video. Which one can I modify? The other one, which I probably could have, that was dark blue, which is closer to this one, right? This is dark blue, which is like Anakin, the one that I have there. But the blue and what I can make out of the show is like really in between. It's not really completely dark. It's not even so it's completely bright either. It's somewhere in between, so you can go either way. I suppose, and if things were, I didn't have to really worry about modifying stuff as much already. I might have gone for the dark blue one, but since I have this in the dark blue, and it's almost the same build, really. All the pieces, most of this part, is exactly the same. I think, again, minus the Anakin custom bits, coming off of it. So I didn't want it to be that exact. So this being slightly different tone, a little bit brighter, and it can pass as the one that I see in the show. I think again that one in the show is really in between, really dark and brighter. So not a big deal. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully I can get this going. And also I picked up I forget where, not from Bricklink, but from somewhere like something Brick Owl or something like that. They have you can get a bunch of stuff, but then original decals for the Lego sets, and I wanted that because this is going to need it on this side right here, and these pieces that we get are not printed and they don't come with stickers, so I needed that. And I could have bought one of these that were already applied onto that disc piece, probably something like that. But all the ones I saw on Bricklink, they always said, oh, it's kind of scratched, maybe peeling, or it's not perfectly centered, it's a little off, or something like that. And I was like, forget it. Let me just get this, and I'll apply it myself to make sure it's on correctly. And I'll have an extra one in case I get another Starfighter or whatever use I need for this Republic one. Logo here someday, but that doesn't hurt. So that's basically, on top of this, I bought this as extra, as well as an extra one of these, because these are really cheap now. They have been for a while. What were they originally when they came out? $13 or $15, something like that. But now they're well under 10, $7 or $8 at most, at Target at least. And so it was a kind of a no-brainer to just get this, and I don't know, I might have some parts I can use, but definitely it was mostly for the astromech, at least his head, because that's all I'm going to need anyways to stick onto this, and of course Plo Koon to pilot the ship. And yeah, I was going to get an extra Rex one. They have a microfighter, but I couldn't really find an actual application where I would need them, unless I plan to do a Y-wing bomber. But rumor is that they're supposedly gonna probably do another Republic Y-wing bomber, Clone Wars era, probably in the near future, and so they can include Rex. But whether or not it is, I didn't feel like I don't necessarily wanted to buy a reproduction of like I did here of a Y-wing bomber, which they're pretty inexpensive now because that set's pretty old. We've only really done one of them, but I figure maybe it's no big deal. I'll wait. And for my last experience trying to order these and get these, and this took forever. This one was pretty quick. This one came by pretty quick too, and even this one I had ordered it after this and the Fondor. This and the Fondor were from the same seller. And yet the one that I ordered afterward actually came way sooner. It was a little bit late still, almost a month, but not nearly as late as this guy. And that's it. I just wanted to document this now, and I'll start to build it, and hopefully it'll come together without any issues, and I can show it. If there is some, I might stop and just show like, okay, where the problem areas are, and do I have the pieces to address it, and then I'll show it when it's been addressed, if there is anything that needs to be fixed or adjusted to complete the model, and then we'll take it from there. And then when it's finally done, hopefully I can go straight to that point, but you never know. Again, with these AliExpress brick Lego-ish, not Lego builds, they not the most thorough and complete in getting you every single thing that you need. I don't think there was anything that I've gotten from there that didn't need some replacement. Because even this, I think, was missing one piece, a dark blue piece somewhere on this side, a small one, but nonetheless. And this one, I think this was fairly complete actually, but I've done like extensive modifications, I think, fairly through this engine here, this part of it, the bottom actually too, not so much this one, these towers on the side, this piece here, all this, some extra customization. You can't see it here, but money up in here. And I may yet do some more. I think there should be something a little bit different here. I might want to make this one more straight, and there should be an extra like piece on the bottom that extends a little bit more on the bottom here. And then I gotta figure out a way to stand this, because the way it is, it's holding on back here, which maybe not the most ideal. I don't know. I have to think about how I'm gonna do that. But anyway, that was okay. And I had an Akira bike that was also missing something. A Blade Runner spinner mock. Again, there was something, well, one or two pieces. I think mainly one. The Akira may have been a little bit more than that, maybe 2 or 3, not too much. So, anyways, the ratio of getting successful complete kit to not is generally not in its favor. And that's that. So yeah, sorry, you've been looking at a pile of this plastic in here for like the last 15 minutes at least, right? Sorry. That's how I do things. I just talk about it and show things here and there, and I just want to document it. So fast forward it, go check out the video. Hopefully the next one will be me completed this. All right, thanks, bye.